What's up, Tiger here once again. This is actually going to be part 2 of my Donte DiVincenzo draft pick review. I realized my video got cut off. I currently can't record longer than 15-minute videos to be able to get them uploaded on YouTube. Right now I'm at that limit. You can actually increase that limit, I think, when you have recorded enough videos. I don't know the number. I think that's what it is. It's happened to me before to me on other YouTube channels, and you can see that other YouTube channels do record videos longer than 15 minutes. But literally, as of right now, my YouTube channel is restricted to 15 minutes, so I can't go 1 second over. I just realized I have a lot more to say on Donte DiVincenzo. I did not finish what I was talking about. And it did get cut off. So here we go. Let's continue where I left off. So I was talking about the agility scores here that Donte tested for at the NBA Combine. And basically, the important drills that he scored, the important drills are the ones that he scored low on. Once again, overrated players tend to have strong jumping metrics. Standing vertical leap, max vertical leap, even the bench press. That is really important. But it's more important for front court guys, big men. Okay, centers and power forwards. Even small forwards. Small forwards are kind of in the middle of everything. They are, the three. That's in the middle of the other two positions. They're right in between the big men and the guards. So, balance is more important, especially with small forwards. But, strength just affects, upper body strength affects rebounding probably more than anything. And defense too, But being quick probably matters more on defense than just being strong, okay? Unless your strength is carrying over into your rebounding numbers. So even with rebounding, like foot speed, quickness, these tests, right? These drills right here are extremely important for rebounding too, for everything. Obviously, having a fast sprint score will help you in transition basketball, but the shuttle run helps carry over with your man-to-man defense. And just being able to change directions and stay in front of a guy. And lane agility is kind of like an in-between intermediate test. It's like somewhere in between. It's got elements of both. A little bit of short sprinting, but also change of direction too. So check those out on YouTube. Just look them up. These are official drills of the NBA Combine. Okay, any sports combine is meant to test how athletic you are and how you measure in terms of your physique, and basically isolate your athleticism and your physique. Forget game film and your actual skills. Now there are shooting drills and stuff, but those really don't mean much at all. In the NBA Combine, they don't. I don't even pay attention to those. A guy could shoot really well, in those drills, and it means nothing. You can't read into that at all. How you shoot in actual games is the only thing you should pay attention to. Okay, but this stuff does make a difference because you can look faster than you really are on tape. Highlight videos do not tell you really how athletic a guy is. I mean, your eye test does matter, but these scores really define what you can trust. So, in this case, Donte DiVincenzo doesn't appear to be extremely quick-footed. Only finished 14th, I think, out of 20 people in his position, something like that. So, he was towards the end here, towards the bottom of his list of competitors. Just in his draft class. Remember, we're just comparing draft classes and positions, okay? So, lane agility, It's interesting that he tested pretty decent with, in the lane agility score, but then lower in the sprint score, and then even lower in the shuttle run. So it seems like he's got somewhat of a in between, like agility, speed, like strength, like that's where he probably thrives. He's not super quick, he's not super fast, but like there's a certain level, like a very specific ability or nature of his agility that thrives like somewhere in between. You know what I mean? Like he can change directions and maybe has a decent first step because of these scores here: leg explosion, right, standing vert, and max vert. But he doesn't have super high in top speed, and he clearly doesn't have really good lateral agility, like side to side. And that's why I don't think he's going to be a great defender. I mean, it's funny, like, to just look at these scores here and read so much into him, but it's true. Like, good defenders in the league have really quick feet, and it's a measure of a basic test, the shuttle run. Straight up. Like, you can be an intelligent defender, but if you are not quick enough on your feet to compensate, if you're not quick enough on your feet, your intelligence doesn't compensate enough. Like, think of like a Matthew Dellavedova. He's not a great athlete. He doesn't have great lateral agility, but he's tenacious and he's feisty. I think he's a bit overrated as a defender, but he does have the IQ, and he has more so intangibles that make him a good defender. Anyways, enough about that. Let's just move down here a little bit further, finish this up. I kind of touched on a lot of this stuff. I think he's going to make a solid scoring combo guard off the bench. Actually, I think he'll be a decent rebounder as a 2 guard, right? He'll probably be an above average rebounder, which is good. Think of like Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier is a very balanced player on offense for the Celtics. And if you're not going to have great rebounding bigs, then your guards need to rebound. So that's good. I think the Milwaukee Bucks have more guards who can rebound, like Malcolm Brogdon and maybe even Eric Bledsoe. Like, they might need to be more of a team rebounding. Like, they might need more overall team rebounding versus getting it from specific players, like Giannis, right? So that's a sneaky attribute about him that could really pay off. And I think he's going to be a pretty decent passer. Like I say, I think he's going to be very balanced in offense, and I think he potentially could be a very strong shooter and clutch as well. But yeah, he was never a starter in college on a regular basis, short wingspan. He's old. His shooting resume in college, a little bit of a question mark there, but once again, fit. Fit is huge. Let me pause this real quick. Okay, so I'm back on my review page. We'll just finish up here. So, yeah, let me just say my initial reaction when the Bucks drafted him. I'm like, really? I think a lot of Bucks fans were like that. Really? This guy was a flash in the pan in the tournament, and these guys just don't translate well in the NBA. They're usually busts. If I wanted to, I could research it. I've heard so many different names that end up being busts based on these kind of routes to the NBA. So it doesn't like maybe feel real good. But at the same time, fit can make a difference, and he doesn't necessarily need to be this out-of-this-world talent. If your skill set really fits your team mold and the players around you, especially like in this case, if he fits around Giannis, which I absolutely think he does, then that's okay. And we have to get over the overall talent attributes sometimes. I don't think it's there, but what's better, to have a guy that fits around your team and your superstar versus a guy who is not going to fit around your superstar, would be better off on another team where he can shine more and have the ball in his hands more. It's hard. You can go both ways. You can just say, hey, let's just accumulate as much talent as possible and just make it work. Even if it's going to be difficult, even if our guys won't mesh real well. Or we can just say we're going to find fit guys and build chemistry regardless if we have a little bit less talent on a roster compared to other rosters. It's hard to say what's the best method. I think fit actually trumps a bit. But in this case, I think the Bucks could have found guys that fit, better guys that fit with more talent. And any of these guys on this list is a better, more talented player, in my opinion. I was really big on Kyrie Thomas, and he was drafted way lower. I think he's going to absolutely shred his draft value. He is a strong defender, really good defender. And I'm way more convinced on his shooting as well. Mitchell Robinson, like a high upside center, looks like a rim protecting machine. But kind of similar to what we have in Thon, and I'm not sure that I want almost two identical players at the center position as projects. So, but I still would rather have the Bucks drafted Mitchell Robinson and even Kyrie Thomas, because I think Donte DiVincenzo would have dropped a lot. We didn't have to draft him that high. And Kyrie Thomas went low too. I think he went way too low. Kevin Huerter looks like a Klay Thompson, really. I don't think he's going to be quite as good, but very, very similar prospect. And why wouldn't you want to draft a guy similar to Klay Thompson? I said that Donte maybe could resemble Klay Thompson in some way, but I was just throwing that on there just to try to be optimistic about this pick. Because I'm not. I don't have a whole lot of reason to. I've really done the research, and I'm going to be real with you. I'm not happy with this pick. Lonnie Walker looks like probably the best physical specimen, maybe overall defender. And, I didn't put enough time really into projecting these players and prospecting them because I was working on actually building my website. So next draft season, I will be way more engaged on this, and I'll have way more draft content. I'm really excited about it because I love this kind of analysis and I love doing this kind of research. So but the positives and negatives overall, not a sexy pick. He is versatile, and his versatility, I think, could be really effective, and he could be better than we think. I will not be surprised if Donte surprises, especially because I think he landed his destination, his landing spot was great. Like, the Bucks are going to be good for him, so that can make all the difference. As an individual talent, no, I'm not super impressed, but like I say, the fit's good. I think he could be a solid two-way defender. I just don't think he's going to be a great defender. I think he'll be an average defender, most likely. Maybe surprises, but I don't have anything that convinces me that he will be much better than that. There's not a whole lot of evidence to feed off right now, The negatives, the fact that he never became a starter, not good. He's got some highlight flashes that I think make him a little bit overrated and are not as translatable in terms of NBA skills. And his size is an issue too. He's kind of stuck between the 1 and 2, and his skill set is just kind of somewhere in between. So projected floor, I think he'll last out his contract and maybe get another one. I think he could stay in the NBA for a while. He'll be a fringe player, fringe bench player, and maybe effective on certain teams and certain systems. Projected ceiling, I think he could maybe be a very good six-man instant offense, and get a second long-term contract. He'll probably be a good locker room guy, but that's it for Donte DiVincenzo. We'll see how he turns out. Peace out, Tiger.